welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. And last week, if you were watching, we had Darlene Hutchinson, Commissioner Darlene Hutchinson. and Darlene has made a lifetime passion out of helping the victims of crimes, being an advocate for crime victims. And we promised that this week we would give you a roadmap about how to get help that is available.
Yes.
And you were talking about a group that you really feel is a great way for anybody who is a crime victim out there to contact.
Yeah, shortly after I was kidnapped when I was in college, and that's been many, many years ago, but I realized all the needs that victims have, and victims' rights sometimes are in short supply, or you just don't know where to turn. And so I discovered the organization VOCAL, Victims of Crime and Leniency. It was established in 1982, and a few years later I came along, and so I knew a lot of the founders of the organization. Many people know Miriam Sheehan's name. She was one of the really strong founders and stayed with it a long time. And but it's a peer support group, and we also have counselors that are available to victims. I joined as a member, I think in 1990 probably, and so and we help victims of all types. And sometimes it's referral that we're offering them, or we help them file for crime victims compensation, which is a really essential resource, and or answer questions, go with them to a meeting they might have with the district attorney or the police department, or help them navigate the criminal justice system, because it's really intimidating, and you don't know, you have delays, and then if you start hearing about a plea bargain, we've had some really prominent plea bargains in the national news lately that a lot of people think about, or even helping them write their victim impact statement. There's just so many ways that you can help advocate and stand in the gap for other victims, and it's so valuable. Support them, let them know that they're not crazy, that there is life after this, that they can heal. Life will be very different, whether it's been a homicide or sexual assault, domestic violence, child abuse, elder abuse, whatever the crime is. And there's some specialized services out there. We have really great programs in Alabama, One Place Family Justice Center, the Sunshine Center, that we can point people to, Child Protect, if they need more specialized services. But or even we often accompany victims to a parole hearing many, many years later to support them and let them know what their rights are at that stage too. So we just try to help them troubleshoot, answer questions, or point them in the right direction when they need it.
So we're going to put the information on the screen for you so that you will know where to go to get help. And these folks can get you on the road to getting compensation that is available, because I remember we had a neighbor that got just actually knocked down trying to steal her purse, broke her shoulder. This is somebody who happened to be a seamstress.
Right.
I mean, that's her job.
Yeah.
And so thank God for things like this where they were able to pay for her gasoline to get where she needed to go. They actually subsidized her income so that she wouldn't lose her house. But it's just people don't understand that there is help out there.
Right.
But the trick is knowing where to go to get it.
And that's what VOCAL's able to help point you toward those.
Right.
The state agency that helps do the reimbursements, that can be daunting to try to fill out that application. And our staff at VOCAL is able to help with that. And I am a big believer that we've got to have victims empowered and part of the system. Only half of the non-fatal crime victims and victims who survive their crime are actually reporting these crimes. So think about how that's not holding offenders accountable, and that then these bad guys are still out on the street to perpetrate more crimes. So if we have good services in place where victims feel like they're empowered and can be part of the system and prosecute, then we're going to have that translates into public safety, and it's a really huge element of public safety.
Well, for one thing, I think part of the reason we have so much crime is because there's no accountability on the part of the criminals.
Right.
They're just out there, and then you've got the bail bondsman, and you've got it again. Well, that is a dual thing. The victim, like you're saying, can help by reporting those things. And again, going back to, if you see something, say something.
Absolutely.
And if you know something, and most people do, they have a pretty good idea who did this. don't be afraid. Crime Stoppers, I think,
Huge program.
they
Love
are
it.
wonderful.
Yes, it's really
But
great.
yeah, I think the main thing is that there is hope
Mhm.
and there is help out
Yes.
there.
Absolutely.
And I thank God for people like you who have dedicated so much time, and so much of what you do, by the way, is not compensated. It's not for the money.
Well, and we have a lot of volunteers that actually will turn their pain and their anguish and experiences into, and we have folks that will go to the legislature and help inform the policy makers down there of what some of the laws that they're trying to pass, what the implications would be. And so we're constantly trying to keep an eye on what's going on in state government and make sure that bills are not hurting victims worse. And we've helped amend different pieces of legislation to make them better. Actually, it's been about 30 years since our team of volunteers got the Crime Victims Constitutional Amendment passed. So we actually have constitutional rights in Alabama that a victim has the right to be informed and present at their trial, that things can't be held without them, and that they can be heard when authorized, like with an impact statement.
Jack says that all the time. Right there in the legislature, that's where so much of it starts.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love it, and I thank you so much for being here. Thank you for not doing it for your pocketbook, but doing it out of your heart, as so many people do. If we had more people like you, this world would be a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a victim of a crime, don't hesitate to get in touch. You can be helped, and you deserve it. And thank you, Darlene, for being with us. I'm so glad I got to meet you years ago.
Oh, yes. You've been a treasure, and I've just loved knowing you, and this is a wonderful opportunity to tell people about some help that's out there for them.
Well, you're the gal to do it. And thank you so much for being with us, and we'll be right back.